Hi guys, welcome back to Loro Emi TV. As we all know, the African music industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world, with an ever increasing number of gifted singers, and as a result, the earning potentials of these artists have increased, and the richest musicians in Africa now compare favorably with their counterpart from any part of the world. The proliferation of digital music platforms, which have made it simpler for African artists to connect with a global audience and to gain recognition outside of their home countries, has fueled this expansion. Additionally, the accessibility of collaborations between African musicians and international performers has also contributed to the boom of the industry in Africa. In this video, we bring to you a list of the richest singers in Africa, with some diversifying their income streams through endorsement and investment in other industries. And at the 10th spot is Congo Fally Ipupa, with a net worth of $13.6 million, with his distinctive technique of fusing African melodies with contemporary pop music, garnering himself a worldwide fan base. Congo Fally Ipupa is the 10th richest musician in Africa. Before launching a successful solo career, Fally Ipupa ascended to prominence as a member of the Congolese group Quantier Latin International. Several of his albums, including Droid's Kermin, Asana the Bell Melodies and Tukus, have been commercially and critically successful. Fally Ipupa's involvement as a judge on The Voice Afrique Francophone and his collaborations with a number of well-known artists, including Arukeli, Olivia and Buba, have further enhanced his status as one of the richest singers in Africa. And at the 9th spot is Burna Boy of Nigeria, with a net worth of $16 million. Burna Boy, whose actual name is Damini Ebenoluwa Ogulu, has amassed a net worth of $16 million to become the 9th richest African musician. Burna Boy is also the highest paid musician in Africa, with the Nigeria ranking for 7 of the 10th most lucrative single shows by an African artist. Midway through 2022, his one night in space performance at Madison Square Gardens was the most expensive ever by an African, generating at least $1.5 million in ticket sales. Burna Boy is presently the second most played Nigerian artist on Spotify, as his distinctive Afrofusion sound, which combines elements of Afrobeat, dancehall and hip-hop, has earned him global recognition. Throughout his career, he has received numerous awards and honors, such as the BET Award for Best International Act in 2019 and 2020, the MTV Euro Music Award for Best African Act in 2019, and the Grammy Award for Best Global Music Album in 2021 for his album Twice as Tall. In addition to his music career, Burna Boy has obtained lucrative endorsement agreements with major brands including Pepsi, Star Lager Beer and Hennessy, which have substantially contributed to his wealth and stature as one of the richest musicians in Africa. In addition, Burna Boy has made strategic investments in various industries, including real estate, fashion and technology, and he owns the record label Spaceship Entertainment. Time magazine designated him among the 100 most influential people globally in 2020. And at the 8th spot is Wizkid, with a net worth of $26 million. Wizkid is one of the continent's most recognizable personalities. Wizkid, whose actual name is Ayodeji Ibrahim Balogun, is the 8th richest musician in Africa. In 2016, he collaborated with Canadian rapper Drake on the international chart-topping single One Dance, which helped introduce Wizkid music to a wider audience. In addition, he has collaborated with international artists such as Beyonce, Skepta and Future, amongst others. Wizkid has signed lucrative endorsement agreements with major brands in Nigeria and beyond, including Pepsi, Puma, Tecno, MTN, Glow, UBA and Guinness, all of which have contributed contributed to his position as one of the richest artists in Africa. In September 2022, he became the first African to headline Rolling Loud, and 2 months later, he became the second African musician to generate over $1 million in a single event with his performance at Madison Square Garden. Wizkid has also invested in a record label, Starboy Entertainment, and a clothing line, which have helped him diversify his income streams and increase his net worth. Hopper ranked him 84th on its list of Instagram richest celebrities in 2022, with each of his posts costing an estimated $92,000, making him one of the richest musicians in Africa. And at the 7th spot is Davido with a net worth of $27.6 million. Davido is one of the performers at the most viewed sporting event ever in the world, the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And Davido, whose actual name is David Adeleke Adeleke, is the 7th richest musician in Africa. Davido's father is the chief executive officer of Pacific Holdings Limited and co-founder of Adeleke University in Osun State, being one of Africa's richest artists. Davido has collaborated with Chris Brown, Meek Mill, and Summer Walker, amongst others. The singer has garnered numerous accolades for his music, including the BET Awards, the MTV Africa Music Awards, and the MOBO Awards, due to his music sales, concert tours, and endorsement agreements, including those with Guinness Nigeria, Infinix Mobile, and MTN. Davido is one of Africa's wealthiest musicians. The Nigerian is also a successful entrepreneur, having founded a music label, DMW, which has signed a number of successful artists. The Nigerian is rumored to earn up to $20,000 per performance in Nigeria and $30,000 per international appearance. After a prolonged hiatus following the murder of his son, Ifeanyi, he released a timeless album in 2023, one of the best performing albums in modern Nigeria history. In addition to the music industry, Davido is a successful industrialist with interest in fashion and real estate. To boost his status as one of the richest artists in Africa, he has invested in a real estate firm. In 2020, New African magazine designated him one of the 100 most influential Africans. According to Hopper, each of Davido's Instagram posts is estimated to be worth $131,000, ranking him 61 amongst the Instagram richest celebrities worldwide. Davido possesses 2 residences in Lekki, Lagos, and 1 in Georgia, United States. He also owns a mansion in Banana Island in Lagos, Nigeria, as well as one of the continent's most opulent vehicle collections. 6th spot is Gims. As a solo artist and a member of the group Section the Assault, the Congolese rapper Gims, also known as Mathieu Gims, has attained considerable success in the music industry, having sold millions of records and garnered numerous accolades. Gims is the 6th richest musician in Africa. As a solo artist, Mathieu Gims has released a number of successful albums, including Subliminal and Saint Noir, both of which have been certified multi-platinum in France. The French-born musician collaborations with other accomplished artists have increased his popularity, revenues, and standing as one of Africa's richest artists. In addition, Gims has diversified his revenue streams by expanding into other industries, including the ownership of a record label, MMC, and a perfumery brand. In 2018, he launched his clothing line, Watery, and has participated in charitable endeavors such as aiding orphanages in Africa. Additionally, Gims has served as a judge on the French version of The Voice, which has increased his visibility and earnings. Mathieu Gims has ventured into other fields, including fashion and philanthropy, in addition to his prominence as a musician, and he is worth $30.4 million. And at the 5th spot is PSquare of Nigeria, as evidenced by their numerous popular songs, accolades, and sold-out shows and concerts. Nigerian music though, PSquare are the 5th richest musicians in Africa. They have collaborated with Akon, Rick Ross, T.I., amongst other international performers. In their prime, they were among the highest paid musicians in Africa. Prior to their 2016 split, PSquare, composed of identical twin brothers Peter and Paul Okoye, was one of the best-selling African artists of all time and was worth over $100 million. This net worth has since plummeted despite their reconciliation in 2021, but still maintains some relevance on the African music scene. In addition to their music career, PSquare had multiple other sources of income, including endorsement deals with various brands, real estate investments, ownership of a record label, Square Records, and successful clothing lines. During their heydays, PSquare capitalized on their enormous following and large fan base to generate substantial revenue through merchandise sales and concert tickets, and they award $37.26 million. And at the fourth spot is Black Coffee. With over 2 decades of experience in the music industry, Black Coffee, whose actual name is Nkosinati Innocent Mafumulo, is the fourth wealthiest African musician. He has performed at some of the world's largest music festivals and events, allowing him to gain a global fan base and amass a substantial net worth. Black Coffee is the first South African to receive a BET award in 2016 in the Best International Act Africa category. He also won the Best Deep House DJ award at the DJ Awards in Ibiza for 3 consecutive years, from 2015 to 2017. As one of the richest artists in Africa, Black Coffee has collaborated with international musical superstars such as Drake, Usher, and Alicia Keys, and has performed at key international music festivals including Coachella, Tomorrowland, and Ultra Music Festival. Black Coffee has also exhibited extraordinary business acumen, enabling him to create a lucrative brand and become one of Africa's richest musicians. He has partnered with several companies including Axe, Ballantine, and Samsung, and established his record label, Solistic Music, which has contributed to the success of a number of artists in Africa. Black Coffee's status as Africa's wealthiest DJ is also due to diversifying his revenue streams, as he has invested in real estate and other businesses. For example, he owns a portion of the popular Soweto nightclub Zone 6 and has invested in a Durban coffee establishment. Black Coffee possesses opulent residences in Los Angeles, California, and in South Africa, the latter of which is valued at approximately $400,000. He is worth $46 million. Now the third spot is Don Jazzy. Nigeria's richest musician Don Jazzy, whose actual name is Michael Collins Ajiri, has established a successful 2-decade career in the music industry to become the 3rd richest musician in Africa. His productions have dominated the rankings in Nigeria and other African nations and even worldwide. Additionally, he has collaborated with international artists such as Jazzy, Kanye West, and Beyonce, which has increased his exposure and income. Don Jazzy owes his status as one of the richest musicians in Nigeria to entrepreneurship and investments in multiple businesses. In addition to his music production career, he co-founded Maven's Record, the leading record label in Nigeria, which presently houses Rema, the most played Nigerian artist on Spotify. Under his guidance, Maven Records has produced some of the greatest successes in Nigerian music, including Calm Down, Nigeria's most played song of all time, and has collaborated with many of the industry's most prominent artists. Don Jazzy also owns a clothing line and can primarily attribute his status as one of the richest artists in Africa to endorsement deals with companies like Samsung, MTN Nigeria, Loyal Milk, and Johnny Walker. Don Jazzy also co-founded the now defunct but highly successful record label Mohit Records and has invested in several other companies, including the technology venture Flowbyte, and he is worth $52 million. And at the second spot is Akon. Having sold over 35 million albums and won numerous Grammys during a career that began in the early 2000s, Akon, whose full name is Alia Ome Damala Badara Akon Tiam, is the second richest musician in Africa. Collaboration with several other renowned artists including Eminem, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Lady Gaga, Arukele, 50 Cent and Dr. Dre have increased the Senegalese popularity and earning. Guinness World Records recognizes Akon as the first solo artist in history to simultaneously hold the number 1 and number 2 positions on the Billboard Hot 100. While many consider Akon more American than Senegalese, Africa's second richest artist has stated emphatically in multiple compositions that the Black continent remains his roots. Akon's status as one of the richest singers in Africa is attributed to his involvement in multiple business ventures, including his record label, Convict Music, and an apparel line, Allion. The success of the Convict Music record label artists such as T-Pain and Lady Gaga has helped Akon generate more income, which he has invested in various industries such as cryptocurrency and renewable energy. The Senegalese has also invested in real estate, including a $6 million residence in Atlanta and a plan to construct the futuristic Akon City in Senegal. Akon has also been involved in philanthropic endeavors, including the introduction of the Akon Lighting in Africa initiative, which seeks to provide electricity to millions of Africans, as well as being one of Africa's richest musicians. Akon is a Pepsi Muse and a Hollywood associate. Akon is said to be worth $90 million. And at the first spot is Youssou N'Dour. Having enjoyed both critical acclaim and commercial success over the course of his career and being considered one of the continent's most influential figures, Senegal Youssou N'Dour is the richest musician in Africa. The sources of N'Dour's fortune include his successful music career, his entrepreneurial endeavors, and his involvement in numerous business and political ventures in the country, Senegal. Throughout his career, the Senegalese icon has released over 30 albums and won numerous accolades, including the 2005 Grammy Award for Best World Music Album. As one of the richest singers in Africa, N'Dour has collaborated with Peter Gabriel, Bruce Springsteen and Nene Cherry, amongst others, and has enjoyed success in Africa, Europe and the United States. In addition to his musical career, N'Dour's status as the richest artist in Africa is attributed to his participation in a number of successful commercial ventures. In Senegal, he controls several businesses including a record label, a television station and a nightclub. Also, N'Dour has been involved in a variety of political and social causes in Senegal, including serving as the country's Minister of Culture and Tourism from 2012 to 2013 and advocating for causes such as HIV/AIDS awareness, child protection, and human rights. He is worth $147 million.